Welcome back. You know, wokeness may be hurting Victoria's Secret's bottom line. It has been years, I don't know if you've noticed, since the Angels walked the runway after the lingerie company canceled its iconic fashion show back in 2019 and has since ditched the angel wings in its marketing altogether. It also tapped soccer star and liberal activist Megan Rapinoe to represent the brand. But those changes, they're not really paying off. In fact, not yet anyway. Sales have reportedly dropped by 4.5% in the last quarter alone. And now the company is actually firing 160 management-level employees. That's a move that's expected to save the company about $40 million. So clearly they are hurting. And the label behind Victoria's Secret has always been women. Why can't women be women? I mean, honestly, and that's what this woke nature is bringing up, that we can't appreciate women. Women do wear lingerie, correct?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't understand. The world is so woke, but we can't have angels in a fashion show. I mean, my husband and I, every night we sit down, HBO Max or Netflix, like we can barely watch some of the shows because there's so much, I mean, really, it's pornographic material.
Yeah.
But yet we can't have the angels, and they're in bathing suits. You know, they've worked out. They look great. Somehow this is not permitted because it's womanly and feminine, but all kinds of grossness is permitted across every TV show. I don't understand the double standard.
Yeah, and Natalie, so now I guess they're trying to do damage control. So they're trying to sort of scale back a little bit, you know, bringing back the pink, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, first of all, their whole logo is pink, so I don't even understand where that comes from. But, you know, they're trying to bring in plus-size models. They're trying to bring in, you know, people that would maybe appeal to those haters that say that Victoria's Secret is so stereotypical and it's, you know, feminist, you know, we got to represent. But I don't know if that's going to hurt or help the brand.
Well, clearly something is hurting it. The consumers are speaking. They're not going out to the stores and buying the products anymore. So this should be a big signal to the people in charge of the company. And I miss the angels. I thought they were completely beautiful and inspiring in terms of how hard they worked on their bodies. But consumers are, you know, out there getting essential goods, and I guess wokeness is not one of them right now when times are hard.
I have to say, when I was a reporter and anchor over at Fox 5 WNYW, I had the opportunity to go to one of these shows. And these women are not only gorgeous, they're actually very smart, and they are wonderful. Like, they were like sisters, and I got to go backstage. I've never been so self-conscious about my body in my life because I was in a room full of these women. But I mean, what this is like the equivalent, Kat, to honestly like taking a bunch of men and putting them in tight boy shorts and having them work at a Hooters. I mean, honestly, that's just how little this makes sense.
What also doesn't make sense is, like, they sell underwear, and I don't know how this happened where they were sitting around like, okay, how do we make our underwear controversial? Because there's this misconception that if you're going to make your company a vehicle for something woke, that what you're doing is expressing sensitivity, but really what you're doing is sort of inviting controversy. Because I don't think it was that controversial before.
No.
There's always going to be someone that has a problem with your product, pretty much no matter what it is, because that's what people do. They have problems with things. But they could have just kept selling I mean, it's underwear. It didn't have to be a political statement one way or the other.
Yeah, no.
And I'm really excited to see what you're going to ask Todd about this. So I'll stop talking.
Yeah, I mean, you've never probably looked at any of these pictures or seen video of this, so let me just try to recap.
Please.
They're half naked.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Okay, they're wearing angel wings.
Okay.
Do you miss that at all?
As the man on this panel, the only man,
well, second man.
I'd like to pass. Can I pass? Can I yield the balance to somebody else? I like my job. I want to keep it. Yeah.
Why is it that women can't be women and men can't be men anymore? That's my issue, because Victoria's Secret is all about the woman. And now, I mean, it's if there were men boxer briefs, I guess you could hold a runway show. I don't know, I don't think people would be complaining. It's about, why for women but not for men?
Because we don't want these traditional gender roles anymore.
Absolutely.
And in order to get rid of them, we are going to obliterate gender. On the whole, I mean, you've seen people. I was reading a comment on somebody's Instagram post talking about the fact that they're not going to give their child a gender. They're going to let the child decide at 18. We all think that's crazy. There are people who think this is the way to go. And I'm thinking, from my perspective, with a 1-month-old, to not, that I have right now, to not give a gender is mind-boggling. But this seems completely normal to people. And this is just the latest example of trying to eliminate gender from our lives.
If I could just say in 5 seconds, Megan Rapinoe called them very harmful. Like, no one derides you for working out and being a soccer star. That's awesome. Like, these women work out. They do the same. They have health routines. Like, how are they harmful? But somehow, like, you know, it's so counterintuitive.
Yeah, and you've got people like Marky Mark wearing boxers. You've got Justin Bieber in his Calvins.
Yes,
I mean, for
great
God's
point.
sake.
You have me ripping my pants on Fox Square, showing my boxer briefs to the nation.
And no,
it's what the nation didn't want to see.
That was not controversial
at all. That was not controversial. Me and Flo.
Right. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.